Welcome back to Good Day, where we are all about positive, local, and fun, and it's time to do some singing, and we guarantee anyone can carry a tune with this type of music. Jennifer Bach joins us this morning, and we're going to take a sound bath this morning with some singing bowls. Good morning. Thanks for being here today. So we were just having a little conversation, and you are a very interesting person, I have learned. Tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Okay, so I am a photographer, I'm a belly dancer, I'm a fire eater, and this is something I just do for fun.
So we have a range of bowls here, and we're going to show how these work here in just a moment. But you know, what got you into the singing bowls and learning what they do?
So I attended an event at a yoga studio, and they were doing a concert there, and it was just so soothing and so relaxing. I immediately was like, I have to do this. I need to like start doing this myself.
Right. So how did you get the bowls and the equipment? Where do you find stuff like that?
So actually, the person that was doing the concert, he sells them too, and I started with just one bowl. This was my first bowl here.
Okay. The baby, the original.
Yeah, and then after a while, you end up collecting more, and by the time I got about 9, I felt I had like a good range of sounds.
Okay. And so obviously, like each size will put off a different type of sound, right?
And the thickness of the metal, like, because even though these two are similar in size, they have a very different tone.
This one is much thicker, right? So a very different tone. And so I would imagine then you kind of work all these sounds in together to, like a sound bath. You know, you really feel like you're bathing in the music, huh?
Right. And there's sounds that are harmonious together, and then some that are dissonant, because you take the person on kind of a journey as you're playing them. So normally if I'm playing all of them, everybody will just be laid on yoga mats, relaxing in front, or I can do individual sessions with people where they're laying on a yoga mat, and I surround them with the bowls, and I can even put the bowls like on their belly or their forehead, and you feel the vibrations going through you, and it's just super extra relaxing.
So it's a way to relieve stress, feel relaxed. I would imagine meditate. I was going to say people probably meditate with this. And you're going to have an event tomorrow where people can experience this, right?
Yes. So at the King Road Library at 4 o'clock, I'll be doing the final singing bowl sound bath I'm doing at the libraries of the season. So.
Oh, okay. So I want to hear a little bit here. So how do you get started? Do you build as you go?
It depends.
Okay.
Each time is a little bit different.
Okay.
But lots of time, well, normally I have these very much higher tone, like little cymbals I'll play just to let people know that it's about to start. And I do those cymbals at the end too to let people know it's ending.
It's ending.
But I will lots of times start with one bowl. And sometimes you play them when they're laying down, other times you pick them up. But just to hear the sound of this one. And you'd be amazed like how long that sound goes for. It keeps going. And then, like I said, this one has a certain sound, and it's similar size to this one, but listen to how this one has a very different tone.
Oh, yes, much different.
Yeah, and I personally like to use the antique bowls as opposed to modern bowls, because the way they did the alloys and stuff, I feel like they just have richer sounds. Okay. And some people use crystal bowls, which the modern crystal bowls are beautiful.
Okay, and they're colored, make different colors and stuff like that. So let's get like a little example of, would you start one and then add and...
Yeah, so I might start.
It's incredible how like it just immediately, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm getting a massage. Right?
Which actually, so this is actually great. So that when I told you about the individual sessions I do with people, that's actually great for people who need relaxation from something like a massage, but for whatever reason, they don't like to be touched or they can't be touched. So this is another way to relax them.
Oh, okay, yeah, because a lot of people are like, no, I don't like that sort of thing, but this is, you just want to take some time and de-stress and just kind of let everything out. So there's something else that you have going on tomorrow as well that is part of an exhibit that's been going on, right?
Yes. So like I said, I'm also a photographer, and I am doing this ongoing project where I'm trying to photograph immigrants for as many different countries that live in Toledo as possible to show the diversity we have in this city. And then tomorrow night at the Maumee Branch Library at 6 o'clock, we are having a panel discussion with 3 of the immigrants that I photographed for the project, and they'll be able to share their stories and talk about them. So I'm really excited about that and just give them more of a platform to share their voices.
I can only imagine how many different countries you have found to represent.
Yeah, and I have around 20 portraits in the project so far, and some countries are so diverse in different regions that I feel like that
it gets its
right,
own,
right. So it gets its own section. But I'm still definitely looking for immigrants from countries I haven't photographed yet, and I do want to have an equal number of like all genders in it. And since I did the first part with women of Toledo, right now it's very heavy on like photograph women. So I definitely need a lot more men in the project currently.
So if you're interested, how would people get in touch with you?
So my email address is, oh, hey, they put JBox Studios up.
Right
So jboxstudios.com is my website, and then jboxstudios@gmail.com is the email address you can write.
So you're like, hey, I am an immigrant. I want you to photograph me. I want to be part, of what you're finding here in the Toledo area. And then in the meantime, if people are like, I need to relax, I need to come to the sound bath, tell me when and where that's happening tomorrow.
So that's at the King Road Library branch at 4 o'clock.
And then you go to Mommy in the evening for the panel discussion.
Yes.
So you're going to be very busy tomorrow.
Yeah.
So you're going to need a sound bath, right? Yeah. by the end of it. Jennifer, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We really appreciate giving us a nice little sound of this, a nice taste of what people can experience when they go, and hopefully everybody will be feeling nice and zen and relaxed, right?
Great.
Thanks for joining us.